Hello, welcome to Your Healthiest Years Yet Summit. Thank you, Brianna, for creating the sacred space for the summit and helping us all get together to learn such valuable information so that we may have our healthiest years yet. Today, I'll be talking to you about maximizing healing by integrating detox strategies with your gut healing protocol. So, hey girl, hey, my name is Dr. Lara May, and I am an advanced practice clinical pharmacist specialist, a functional medicine health coach, and an angelic Reiki master teacher and intuitive channel. I help wellness confused women get to the energetic core of their symptom soup with functional medicine, mindset mastery, and energy healing. So where do we start? At the center, of course, our gut. So why the gut? What is so special about this damn gut thing that we keep hearing so much about? So the digestive system holds the key to our immune health, our mental health, and our detox pathways via elimination functions, sorry. So your gut is literally at the center of your body and is the epicenter of both your healing and detox mechanisms. It includes your mouth, your esophagus, your stomach, your intestines, your pancreas, and your liver. So how do you know if you have gut inflammation? Well, for those of us that have symptoms like heartburn, indigestion, bloating, and gas, it's fairly obvious. But maybe you don't have any of those symptoms, at least not on a regular basis, but you are feeling more tired than usual, sluggish, you've developed food sensitivities, and maybe even brain fog, which is lack of focus, and just like a really unreliable memory. So here I wanted to give you a quick picture of what leaky gut looks like at the cellular level. And what I want you to take away from this is that on the left is the normal or the healthy gut, and you see how those cells are all together. They're touching each other. And then on the right, you have leaky gut, and you see the spaces in between those cells. So in leaky gut, and gut inflammation in general, those pathogens, food particles, all that stuff will slip through those, what they're called tight junctions, but in the case of leaky gut, they're not tight anymore. And then they get into the bloodstream. And once they're in the bloodstream, then your immune system starts to attack them because they're foreign bodies in your bloodstream. They should not be there. And so this is essentially the root cause of much inflammation, including a lot of autoimmune dysfunction and so many other things that we'll talk about later. So some of the themes of gut inflammation, which is some of those things that I said I was going to talk about, it's going to happen now. So there is the stressed out and the mental gut. So that's like when sometimes you get so nervous that you're nauseous, or you're sleepless because your mind is racing. This is from the stressed out gut. The toxic gut is the gallbladder, skin eruptions, chronic liver issues. A candida gut is a fungal overgrowth. And the immune gut is autoimmune dysfunction, food allergies, and irritable bowel disease, IBD. And the gastric gut is SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. So you can see there's various ways that gut inflammation can rear its ugly head in your body in a variety of symptoms and a variety of manifestations. So option one is do nothing. And, a lot of people do this. They do nothing. They ignore their symptoms. They might mask them with OTC products, but then eventually they develop a full-blown autoimmune disorder, adrenal fatigue, chronic fatigue, or maybe even at its worst, cancer. And like I just showed you in that picture before, allowing your gut to go inflamed and unchecked over a long period of time will weaken your immune system. So this is actually pretty serious stuff, but it's actually fixable. So if we can fix it, then let's do that. So that brings us to option two, which is use your power. Focus on balancing your gut, balancing your blood sugar, and relieving yourself of toxic burden. So what does a restorative gut nourishing protocol encompass? And I'll give you a hint. There's more to it than just food. So the non-food approaches that I want to focus on today are getting out of the emotional state of fight or flight. The fight or flight state wreaks havoc on our body, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So how do we get out of it? Well, breath work is super helpful. Yoga, meditation, walking and being in nature, having a gratitude practice that you practice on a regular basis with a journal, healing your traumas. Energy healing and Reiki are also fantastic at really getting us out of this I'm running from something all the time. Or maybe you're running from one thing to the other, but all the time. A lot of this, it happens like as we become moms and spouses, or maybe we're just workaholics. So it's really important to get yourself out of fight or flight. So what else is a non-food approach? Supplements, I consider a non-food approach, because supplements can help support you and help restore your system, but they are not food and nutrition in and of themselves. So glutamine is actually it's an amino acid that actually will help retighten those tight junctions in your GI lining. So it's super restorative. Then you also have collagen and bone broth. And glutamine is in collagen and bone broth. So keep that in mind too. These three are kind of packaged together. And then there's spore forming probiotics, and then there's digestive enzymes. So our spore forming is important because a lot of probiotics just get degraded in the acidity of our stomach, and they don't actually get to do the magical things that they do in our intestinal tract. So if you're going to buy a probiotic, look for spore forming, Google those words, and some really good products will come up for you. The next is digestive enzymes. So again, when the pH balance is out of whack in our digestive tract, then the enzymes will actually be degraded or killed. And without enzymes, you can't break down your proteins and your fats and even carbohydrates appropriately. And so we really need to re-inoculate our systems with enzymes. The next non-food approach is our regular bowel movements. And if any GI specialist tells you that it's normal to only have one bowel movement every 7 days, run in the opposite direction, because I can tell you from my own personal experience dealing with my own IBD since the age of 23 that not having regular bowel movements is torturous, and it constipates not only your GI tract, but your brain and your functionality in so many other ways, your mood and your emotions. So regular bowel movements are imperative. And also with that is drawing the toxins out of your bloodstream through the GI tract and from the liver back into your bowels so that you can excrete those toxins. So you can do that with bentonite clay, with charcoal, diatomaceous earth, and things like chia seeds. Also, if you like bulking fibers, I'm not a big fan of them, but some people really like them. So those are things like Metamucil, or the psyllium husk. So that's something that you're going to drink, and then as it gets in your GI tract, it actually expands. So there are some GI disorders like SIBO that expansion can actually make constipation worse. So if you have talked with your practitioner and you're going through an SIBO protocol, then I would not suggest a bulking fiber. But there's other types of fiber too, like all cruciferous vegetables, cucumber, celery, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, all of those, spinach, greens, collard greens, kale are all fabulous forms of fiber that will not constipate you. Okay. So why breath work? I'm just going to circle back here for a minute. Breath work is detoxifying and calming to the system. It is so powerful. So we breathe in, we breathe oxygen. The oxygen is absorbed through our organs and into the bloodstream, and it carries it all throughout. And so it's really detoxifying for our lymphatic system, kidneys, colon, and even our uterus. It's really important for our blood to be oxygenated appropriately. And then as we exhale, we eliminate waste products as we breathe in the form of CO2. And by breathing deeply, we take in more oxygen that cleanses the body, and exhaling deeply, we eliminate more waste. So when you have like breath of fire or any of these really powerful breaths that you can do, that you do in like things like practices like Kundalini yoga, that it is really powerful for your system and is really helpful. Okay, so quickly for restorative food basics, I feel like we get a lot of this from a lot of places, so I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, but the most nutrient dense possible, raw if you can, if your system can handle it, and eat the rainbow, because all the colors of the rainbow are going to provide you with a variety of phytonutrients, antioxidants, and it reinforces that nutrient dense point. Also, eat with the seasons, because as the seasons change, what comes in for peak harvest and what goes out will have various nutrient contents, and it will be warming versus cooling. And so in the summer, we usually want cooling foods, and in the fall and the winter and even early spring, we want warming foods. And so, you know, depending on right now, like salads are great. If you are in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the end of summer. Salads, fruits, fresh vegetables, everything coming out of your garden right now, like right now should be like the peak of your harvest. And then we go into like beets and warming soups and potatoes and root vegetables and squashes and gourds and things like that. So expose yourself to dirt on a regular basis. There are actually micronutrients in the dirt and microorganisms that are really good for balancing our body and helping our body stay balanced. And so a lot of this is about restoring balance. So if we've been under long-term stress and long-term inflammation, our balance is shot and we are literally just grasping at straws for every single day. So we want to find things that will help us restore balance as our system is coming back online, so to speak. And so you can do this by taking a supplement of bentonite clay or activated charcoal, but you can also do it by doing, you can do like clay on your skin, a clay bath, a clay soak. You can also garden. Getting your hands in the dirt is so therapeutic. Hiking outside, kicking up dirt as you're walking and breathing in, all of that is actually really good for you. It's grounding and it exposes you to, again, they're micronutrients and microorganisms. So you don't need a lot of them, but they are imperative to your system being balanced. Again, we talked a little bit about the stomach acid balance with the probiotics. And so you want to keep the acids where it's supposed to be acidic, which is your stomach, and the bases and the alkaline things in the other parts of your body that are supposed to be alkaline. And so it's really important to like drink lemon water on an empty stomach to help re-acidify your stomach so that those enzymes will stay happy and healthy and they won't get killed off if it gets too basic. Also, if you're going to eat clean animal proteins, please, again, as organic and as clean as possible, because anything as stressful that an animal experiences and then is processed, then you are going to eat that. And now it's going to be in your body and you are essentially ingesting that inflammation. So we have enough on our own. We don't need help from outside sources, right? So let's talk about and let's get real about how much toxins we're all exposed to on a regular basis. It's really overwhelming and so daunting, but quickly, cleaners, gas stations, fumes in general, hand sanitizers, antibacterial soaps, mold, fragrances, drugs, both over the counter and pharmaceutical, other chemicals that are in our food, and the list goes on. And all of this stuff, it comes in through our skin, through our mouth, through our nose, and eventually it gets into our bloodstream, then it gets into the liver, and the liver's job is to detoxify all of it. So the liver detoxifies and processes these things, and sometimes it will like break them apart and release them back to the blood, and other times it will release them into the urine and the intestines to be released in the bowels. So are you starting to see how this is all connected? the bowels. And I already said that the liver is part of the digestive system. So detoxing and gut balance are, to me, one and the same thing. They should be done hand in hand together. It's all about both healing and health maintenance. So what do we do about it? Well, our skin is our largest organ, and it is both an absorbing organ and an eliminating organ. So sweat, 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 sweat as much and as often as you can. Sauna, go to Bikram yoga, get sweaty, go to Vinyasa yoga, get sweaty, run outside, whatever you need to do to sweat, but sweat it out. It will, as your body, so your liver will release the things back into your blood and your lymphatic system, and then your blood and your lymphatic system will release them into the sweat, and the sweat comes out your pores, and then the toxins are out. Yay. Also, dry brushing. Dry brushing gets the lymph and the blood flowing, and so you want to start with your extremities and brush towards your heart, because that's the way the circulation goes. And again, it's really good for removing chemicals and particles that should not be in your body, and you're helping your body do what's already natural. Regular massages get things moving. Wonderful. Who doesn't love a massage? Coffee enemas are an option too for the lower bowel encouragement. And then again, regular movement of compression and release of the abdomen and internal organs. And you get this definitely through yoga and breath work, but specifically Kundalini, Vinyasa, and Bikram yoga. They have where they hold the compressive postures and then you release. And so you're compressing the blood flow from getting to the organ in the area, and then you're releasing, and all that fresh oxygenated blood rushes in and provides nutrients and cleansing at the same time. So how are you going to integrate your protocol in a way that works for you? So this is the time where we put it all together for you, or you put it together for yourself, really. So I want you to get a pen and paper out, and when you are ready, we will go through these. So how do the 4 seasons currently align with your life? Do you observe them at all? Do you mark them with ceremony? Do you eat seasonally? Do you move differently from season to season? Do you work differently from season to season? Just take a moment and jot down all the things that currently in your life align with the different seasons, or that you observe. And if none of this applies, if your life is exactly the same every single day, 365 days a year, then what could it look like if you incorporated some of these changes into your life according to the seasons? So, like, what are you doing now in the summer? And what will be different in the fall in just a couple of weeks? And then how will that look different in the winter? And then as spring comes, how does that change your life? Okay, now I want you to list all the ways and the places that you're exposed to toxins on a daily basis. I know this can be a lot, but this is just an exercise to bring awareness. So this is not an opportunity for you to beat up on yourself or start any of that negative self-talk stuff. So stop it. So also, what do you do now to unburden your body of your daily toxic exposure? Do you tongue scrape? Do you dry brush? Do you sauna? Do you yoga? Do you sweat? What do you do on a daily basis? Now I want you to think about what you do on a weekly basis. And now on a monthly basis. And now on a quarterly basis. And I know I'm going through this a little quickly, but you can come back to this at your own time, but I want to guide you through this. So maybe a massage is something that you only do monthly or quarterly. But maybe at your gym, they have a sauna, so you're able to do that weekly. And if you wanted to ramp it up, if you go to the gym every day, you could do it every day. So I just want you to observe what your life looks like now with your practices. And I want you to observe what feels good about it, and then where you'd like to see change or where you want to implement change. And just make notes and say, okay, well, I do this now, but I'd really like to do this more. So how am I going to fit that in? And then again, what feels good about it? Even just making the plan sometimes feels good. Like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to this now. Like, this is going to be so good. I'm going to feel so good after this sauna or after this massage or after the combination of the two. It's going to be such a treat. Okay, and now I want to give you the opportunity to take you through a quick little energy healing and receiving practice. So take a moment to close your eyes and just take a deep breath in through your nose, feel your belly expand, and exhale. Tune into your body and your energy field. Currently, where do you feel tight, stuck, pain, or discomfort? Just bring your attention there. And now with your intention, we take our energy up to connect with source light. So up, 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 up until you see, sense, feel, and know that you are connected with source light. We call in your highest divine self and guides. We ask for the easiest, most loving light and healing to come into that area of your body now that you drew your attention to earlier. If you'd like, place your hands there if you can reach it. And just allow love and light to come in from source, from your angels, from your higher self. Feel it rush through your arms and your hands and really penetrate that area. Be open to receive divine healing. Receive that loving support from your team of guides and angels. If you don't have a specific spot, that's okay. You can just ask for the energy to come in and travel to where you need it most for your highest and greatest good. And you can take as much time as you'd like here. You can even pause the video here if you'd like. And when you feel complete, thank your higher self, your guides, and your angels. Open your eyes and return to your day. And this was just a little self-energy healing exercise. So now I encourage you to head over to the Facebook group, join More Than Your Weight Women's Community, share your takeaways, ask the speakers questions, and stay up to date on each day's session. Make sure you download my free gift, the Light Body Gut Rebuilding Guide. And this gift gives you both ways to build on your practice, but maybe if you're just at the beginning, it can give you foundations of your practice. And it encompasses both food and detox. And it has some recipes in there. And again, a list of suggestions that you can incorporate into your daily detox practice. It's super helpful, powerful little resource. And if you purchase the summit before the week ends on October 24th, you can enter the raffle to win a session with me. I'm offering a 90-minute energy healing and health eval. So this will encompass a functional medicine health evaluation, and then we'll tune in with your guides, your angels, and we will go through a powerful energy clearing and excavation to help you jumpstart your transformation. So thank you for joining me today. Again, my name is Dr. Lara May. I can be found at drlaramay.com. I have a podcast called Light Body Radio that I post episodes every other week. And you can find me on social media at Dr. Lara May on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Clubhouse. I think that's it. That's plenty of places. Oh, YouTube. Don't forget YouTube. I'm on YouTube too. So again, thank you so much for joining me, for joining Brianna, for being on the summit, for coming in and being open to receive all of this beautiful guidance and information. I wish you the best of luck on your health and healing journey. Namaste.